Speaker கம்மியா இருக்கு.
Oh, speaker கொஞ்சம் problem இருக்கு. Okay.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. So anybody can check like what we did last time?
Start பண்றேன் நானு.
Yeah.
So இந்த இது போனீங்க 22வா?
ஆமா இந்த ஸ்லைட் தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணனும்.
இன்னும் மொத்தத்துல எவ்வளவு ஸ்லைடுங்க இருக்கு?
We'll be done today, Raghu.
Another 10 slides, Raghu. As long as you want, otherwise.
Okay.
So where we landed yesterday, right? Like we go to the previous screen run. So we asked the question whether they have any money in the index strategy. And the second question we asked was, are you diversifying, right? Because we want to make sure that they diversify every time. Is everybody able to hear me, right?
Yeah, yes.
Bala.
Okay.
Yes, Bala.
எஸ் பாலா.
எஸ் பாலா.
We want Ashok on action, but he's in the bed all the time. All right. So you see that, right? We end up in saying that this is something you need to diversify. And 90% of the people don't, basically they don't aware of the index strategy, right? They always probably confuse with index funds versus index contract. Index contract is something inside the product only. Okay, remember that point. Index contract is inside the product.
Okay.
அத மென்ஷன் பண்ணனுமா பாலா?
Yeah, if they talk about index funds, then you need to say it is inside contract only.
It is like a index contract is not available as a public. It will be part of the product or solution, right?
Yes. Okay,
it is offered only through the product.
Yeah, you don't have to tell that, but people will challenge, right? Oh, why it's not available? Why it's not given to anyone?
அத எடுத்த உடனே மெயினா அது எங்க இருக்குன்னு தான் கேக்குறாங்க.
Correct. If they ask the question, then you need to tell this answer.
Okay.
It is part of a product.
Yeah, it's inside the product. It's not available. That's the reason it's a contract.
அப்படி கூட சொல்லலாம். It is part. இப்படி சொல்லலாமாங்க பாலா? It is available part of our solution. You can listen and you can, if you want to get part of our solution, part of our product.
Yeah.
So it's not outside the market சொல்லலாமா? Like எல்லாரும்
it's not available. That's the reason
you can simply say that it is not available as in a public.
So it is in index
Not
contract is inside the product and you can't it is not available outside the market. You have to go with the solution or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Now we are getting into the next slide. So let me explain. So I know you know how to do the investment in fixed strategy, right? It's a bank or money market or CD. And you know variable market where all the stock, real estate, everything. And I'll explain you the index contract, how it works. So I'm going to do comparison between variable and index. So I don't have to do the comparison between fixed and everything because it's a fixed is very constant. Okay. So most of our investments are in variable. Okay, I'm going to explain you how that look like. This is how you plan into the next page. So what we can test, this is down market protection. Let's explain you how the market works on both sides. So let's take variable first. Then if you invest $100 and if you get 10% growth, how much you will have it? 110. And you get 20% on top of it. People started giving 120, some different number. Then I'll ask them to just open a calculator, just do the math. It's very simple math. So 110, 20% is 132. Then from there, if you get 10% growth, you will get 145. So I ask questions to people, right? One, make sure that they are paying close attention to. See, totally how many percentage will be increased from starting? 10, 20, 10. So total 40% we increase. How come that 100 become 145? It's supposed to be 140, right, Ravi?
Yeah.
So immediately you will say, if you understood, you will say either compounding interest or cumulative interest. So interest on interest, so you're getting that. That's the reason 145. Now Ravi, same 40% loss. How much you will have it? People say 105 or they will go to 100. Then I will ask them to recalculate. It is 40% of 145, which is 87. Now let me explain how the index market works. So index market, there is a concept called cap and floor. So you need to understand how that works. So cap means the maximum allowable percentage gain the company will give you, or the floor, right? Floor means 0. That means you never get the negative returns. Some companies offer different numbers, so you need to select correctly based on your interest. Some companies give you 7, some companies will give you 12, some companies give you 10, some companies don't even have a cap. So you have to select right index for your investment based on your risk portfolio. So in this example, we selected 15. So don't quote me this 15 forever. So you have to mention that. People think, oh, you told me on that day 15%, now I'm getting only 5%. No. That purely depends on your risk tolerance and which kind of index you want to select. Okay. So let's do the same math again. Are you guys writing? Yeah, if you don't write, then it don't get into mind. Only Bharati writing. Bharati, did you get everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it flow right? Okay. You need to work on your shorthand too, because that's how people will talk, then you can keep writing. Okay, now let's take the index mark. If you invest 100, same 10% gain, you'll 110. No problem. Then if you get 20%, people started giving the same number, 132. They forget. Mr. Client, what is this? What is the cap here? Oh yeah, 15%. Then they'll do the recalculation, then we come back and say 127. Yes, because that is where you will get. Now you need to emphasize one time that, okay, the stock market is doing better, but index is not yet. Then you'll go back another 10% more. You get 139, no problem. Now you're getting negative 40%. So what happened here? Some people very closely paying attention, they will say, oh, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same, they'll say $100. They think that everything will go to $100. No. Here it remains same in 139. So you need to write bold here. 0 is 0. What you have to write? 0 is 0. So index never participates in the negative market. So you never lose money.
டெஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
Correct. He is sleeping only. You give all the instruction, but he never comes, he never take notes, but he also
No,
do the lesson.
it is going to my conscious mind. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I've done thousands of times conscious mind. Anyway, let's look at here, right? The numbers are here. I want to reiterate two things. Number one, the wealth formula. So what happened to your wealth here in variable market? We started with $100, we end up with 96. So we put money and time and rate of return. It's not in a favorable mode for now, right? So wealth become $96 now. Whereas on the right side, we put $100, we have 153. So in the long run, you see the difference, right? That's number one point. Number second, see, do you see on the right side, anytime less than $100, any given year, you never see less than $100. That's the selling point.
Yeah.
And the second one, the left side, you always have ups and downs. So I'm not saying this is bad, but here again, I'm telling you to diversify. So I have to keep telling them, oh, I have to put all this money here. No, you don't have to. If you know how to play your stock market, you can keep in stock market too. But here you want to diversify some of your money, right? So again, remember, keep telling this again and again so that they don't say the last, they'll challenge you with, oh, how come you get 15%? I'm not here to say 15%. And some people will say, what happened if the negative happened very early stage of life, like first year itself? You run the same illustration and same step and show them. If it is negative early, they will be even having a hard time in getting up there. Okay, instead of 40% coming at the late, but if it comes in the beginning also, it will be a problem. Anytime, before or later, the same treatment, same formula applies. But index don't have any problem because no negative. Got it? So main two things you need to say 0, 0. Even though you get 0%, you are still good. Whereas in the stock market, you will not be. Okay. So how these things you work, you know, but how reality look like, right? I will explain you an example where how that this really behave both in the stock market and the index market. Okay, let me go and share the real numbers with you. Okay, then you click the next slide and show the graph. And acknowledge one thing. I think you remember this graph, right, Ravi? In the BOP, we talked about details. I told you that I'm going to explain you in a little bit more details.
Yeah.
So here, I have few pointers you can use according to your situation. Number one point. You already told that you want to invest in green. So now you need to know how it works. I want you to write this in bold of some of the details, right? Because this is what you're going to use it in your calls. See, the green and red, we invested the same 100K. No change. At the time 97, and if you leave it as it is, both market, S&P 500, stock market versus S&P 500 index contract. I'm not putting two different places. Same S&P 500 only. One is in index contract, another one is in stock market. See how it behaves in the long run. After getting one negative situation, you have to tell that after getting one negative situation, index never looked bad. Okay. So few questions, like it could be in the order, it could be the random. So I want to write these questions to you. Number one, do the market go up and down? That's first question. Get the confirmation. People ask to say yes. The market will go up and down. But can you time the market? can you time the market? That means when to get in, when to get up. So when you want to get in to the market and get out of the market based on your situation. That means, do you have a crystal ball to say, oh, this year it's going to come, or this month is going to come or not? People will say, I don't have it, and neither, nobody.
Some
Agree?
people challenge that I do better job. Remember Sangeeta, I don't know, one of her presentation, Sangeeta Ravi or someone said that they smartly invest.
Yeah, yeah. Next question coming for them. Do you think you will invest all the time, even after retirement? Great. Acknowledge them. And will you be there all the time to time the market too? For some reason, you are not available for 2 months. Something health issues happens and you're not there in the market for some time. What happened to your portfolio? Who will manage?
Bala, after, do you think you will invest all the time, even after retirement? After that, what is the next question?
So I say several things because whatever comes in mind, you need to catch it. You need to say, look at the recording. Sorry. No, I'm not telling you. See, can you time the market? Right? Even after retirement age, will you be still interested in doing the investment? And all these questions based on their other side of the, you don't have to keep asking. If they don't even know how the index, I mean, they're not in stock market, they probably know. So during retirement, right? Or even in between, if they are not available for 2 months, for so many reasons, they are vacationing or doing something or health problems, what happened to their portfolio? Because nobody is going to monitor, right? The last few months, if they did not monitor well, the market already 15 to 20% down. And a lot of people, stock people, they already got a big hit. They didn't even anticipate that it's going to happen now. So the market will fluctuate without noticing you, right? Now, let's ask a couple of scenarios. Get the reality. When you're good, and which time you want to retire in this graph? You need to ask them. Okay, let them pick any one year. Doesn't matter. You need to be in a position to explain this. So pick 1 year you want to retire, Ravi.
Pick 1 year, okay, 2045.
No, here in the graph. You're always not listening.
Here in the graph. Okay, pick 1 year like 2019.
Okay, 2019 you want to retire. What happened to your portfolio in 2020?
Yeah, it went down drastically.
Drastically. Some people very smartly select 2012 or 10 or something. That means they are going to get 10 years of good returns. Correct?
Yeah.
So whatever they select, that doesn't matter for us. And make sure that they're going to get one negative year in between. And they witnessed it. Ask them, Sindhu, how many negative market have you seen in the past? That's a question. How many negative market have you seen in the past? Could be 2, 1, depends on their age. You know, market goes up and down in few years time, right? You tell me how many you're expecting in next 20 years. Correct? and how many you're expecting in retirement age. Let them sell at least 4 to 5. And you know it's going to happen more than that. So whenever people say, the very clever people, market goes down, it will come back again. Absolutely right, Mr. Klein. Let's look at that here. See, into 97, it was kind of low, then went up in 2000, right? But 2001, we had a problem, then we came down. Correct? Then, see, you don't have to panic. In fact, you can put more money, but do you think you will put more money? Because you already retired, nothing to put more. What happened? The market goes up again, like till 2007. Then again 8, we had a downfall. Again it came down, and it took some time to come back. So what happened here, Mr. Klein? Last 10 years, the market was 151 and came back to 151 again. Right? But good, the money came back for sure, and it will. Two things here. One, do you have enough time to recover? If you are already in 65 and you're retired, you don't have time to recover. Number one. Number two, what happened to the time frame? Most important commodity of the wealth formula is time, which you lost it. So what happened to your wealth? It gone down already. So rebuilding will take time, but you don't have time on your side. You get the point? Wherever, whenever you do this situation, there will be negative. See, what I'm telling Mr. Client, I'm not asking you to put all the money here. You pick what percentage you need for your living. That percent alone, you can keep it in the index market. So that you don't have to worry about the living part of it. Does that make sense? So that the money will grow in the, yes, and
Can you repeat it again?
okay. I want you to keep your living portion alone.
அதை எப்படி calculate பண்றது living portion? அதுதான் 120k per year பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா?
Correct. At least to match that expenses, they should keep that much money in the green color, where they never have to worry about it.
So 120k per year na 20 years க்கு 2.4 million we have to keep it here.
Not necessarily that much, because it's going to compound, right? But if you do it from now, end of 20 year, you want it. So you probably start with 100k only today, because that's how it goes, right? Next 20 year, it will grow. I mean, what was the number? So their portfolio, 30 to 40%, they should keep here. Doesn't matter how much they're earning today, right? If they earn only 100k, at least 30% should be here. Some people very conservative, they can even put 50. Some people aggressive, they'll put only 20, but some percentage should be there to safeguard their losses. So emphasize again the diversification, right? We won't put some money here, otherwise you will not be able to go with the market. Then people will say, so first Ravi.
இங்க வந்து so இது வந்து people who are not insurable cannot do this இல்லையா?
They can do annuities.
Annuity.
Yeah, that's the only thing available for them. Fixed index annuities they can do, so that they never lose money at least.
This is what we looked at yesterday about juvenile, where if the parents are not qualified, they will also use the kids to start IOL the kids. It's a very, very great potential.
Yeah, so that also has the same index.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So what we're trying to do here, we explain how these things work, but people challenge you. How come it is not there? Nobody told me this before. Correct? How do you answer that one? Yes. It was there since 1997. If you don't know, means that doesn't mean it exists. The people know this already, making use of it. Use the same sentence, right? If you don't know,
எந்த இயர்ல இருந்து இருக்கு?
97,
19?
97.
Okay.
That's the graph we are starting.
Okay.
Because that's where the index concept was introduced. Till that point in time, it was all variable. So you have to tell them, yes, it was introduced and people are making use of it. If you're not using it, that doesn't mean that it's not exist, right? So we have to aware of this concept. So that, see, that's what I'm bringing you to your attention. All the Wall Street people know this, how this works. So you and me is not receiving that yet. We are a common people, right? It will take some time for us to learn. Correct? So some features, say for example, Tesla doesn't mean that it is, if you're not using, doesn't mean that how come Tesla exists, but it is there for a long time, right? Oh, how come that it can work in battery? Yeah, it is working in battery only. You are not even aware of the situation, then you don't even know, correct? So whatever it is, just give some examples to make them understand. I'm not saying you don't know it. Now you know what is your plan, correct? You got how these things work, right? So when you are in 65, what will you do with your money? It's in the variable market. You have it in 401k, IRA, stock market. That's what your majority of the money, right? So what will you do normally if you don't know this index contract? What would you do? Some people will say I move it to mutual funds, or some say first investment. So in this case, you need to read again. Many people sacrifice return for safety. That means they put money in the stock market. Other people sacrifice safety for return, they keep it in the mutual funds. They don't grow, but they won't be safe. Both cases, what happened? Money not growing, or you don't have enough money to do it. So this option will be both together. You can be safer, at the same time you can grow too. So let's pick your day, any day. Say for example, if the year comes is one in your retirement, like 2007 or 2008, what happened? You lose money. The principal will go down. So one thing you want to emphasize, the return of risk. Return of risk. What do you mean by that, right? See, if you have a $1 million, and if you have one negative comes, what happened? The market goes down in the stock market. So 10% goes down means you will have only 900k, right? If you take money for your expenses that year, what happened? Another 100k would have taken it, right? So instead of 900, you will have only 800 at the end of the year, because you already took it for your expenses. Now, in order to grow to $1 million, it has to go almost 20+% to get that number, correct? The sequence of return risk is here. When you are leaving and putting more money, you are putting more money on the dollar, and it was growing along with it. Now you're taking. So when you're taking, it will go very fast. Do you understand all of you? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to tell them. When the negative happens, it goes very fast. So instead of getting for your 20 years return, you may go within 15 years itself. Because remember, you are just taking. There is nothing to add. You got it? Any questions here?
And Bala, and also I feel like the cap is based on the individual individual product, and again based on the locking period, right? Because that's what I could see when we were going through a couple of product with Athene yesterday.
No, what is mean by locking period?
Locking, for example, when we looking at the performance slide, 10 years and 15 years, I see that the cap they offering is 15% if it is in 15 years, and if it is 10 years, they are offering maximum up to like an 8%.
Yeah,
Which
those.
means that no.
Yeah, we're not talking about the product here. Remember, when you talk about
Product,
product,
yeah, you are right. Because the cap is the one wanted to know. Because people be curious why we are not going as by the market, why it is not going more than 20 or 30%, why it is been like the S&P index is like in a volatile going up and down, why this is only have a only relatively very small growth.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you, right? As I told you before, in the previous screen, I showed you 15%. I'll tell you here is very conservative. I kept it only 7.5. Depends on your investment. If the index is giving only 7.5 return, even though market performs 30%.
But is there any way it can be gone up, whatever, like a 7.5? But
absolutely right. So I'm good. That's exactly you need to select what kind of risk you have.
oh, it's based on risk again here.
Yeah.
Okay. But
If
one
you're
thing
okay to have
is,
more risk, then you go for
okay,
more risk portfolio.
so yeah, it is up to your risk, but one thing guaranteed that it will not go less than 0.
Yes.
That's the one guarantee you have.
Correct.
But you will not have that guarantee with any other product, like
Yes.
in general, what other
Correct.
index.
So we are emphasizing here one thing is negative lock. Positive growth, you select which one you want. As I told you before, depends on what index you want to select.
Which means that we should educate them what impact it would bring when the market goes on negative. How
that's exactly I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So what happened here in 2000? 150 was there in peak time, but here it was only 124. People will panic. Oh, I have only 124. My 24,000 or 30,000 in this gap. Yes, but the next 2 years the market went down. That went down to below even principal 93, whereas I stayed in only 124. Same thing happened after 2-3 years also, like in 2008. Same 170 is sitting there. So, do you ever have to worry about this money in this account any given day? No need, because it's never going to go below what you have it. You always grow and lock it, grow and lock it, right? So that's what I was telling you. Depends on your portfolio, 30 to 40%. You keep it here, so you don't have to wake up with a heart attack. Oh my God, my market went down. Here you don't have to worry about it. Some portion you play, some portion you keep it for safer. That is what we can introduce one thing like a paycheck, play check. Paycheck means all your bills have to be paid, right? That is your paycheck. Play means you can enjoy your, right?
Turning off 9 things. Sorry, it looks like 5 lights are available right
Yeah,
now.
Sangeeta. Hello. Got it. Okay.
No, I muted her. Continue.
So it's good
I'm
here.
sorry, Selva. I was about to wake Rohit.
Right. Good. So this is how you end here. So this is what I want to share about the index contract, Ravi. Now, before you land to the next page, what I'm asking, what is the most expenses in our life, Ravi? Where we think you will spend more money? Expenses wise.
Now or in retirement?
Both sides.
Yes. So I think in retirement it's going to be health. And now it's like all family expenses.
Right. Even most of the expenses will go in the medical only in case if something happens. It's all unexpected, right? It won't come announced. So whatever they say accept and move on. But we want to make sure that they engage the audience, right? Wherever people very clearly say, you have to spend money in the health side of it. Okay, good. So which means during our lifetime, we may get into one of the medical situations because based on age, we will get some health problem. So if the health problem is big enough, means you're not healthy, you're not dead, you're kind of in between. What happens? You will get residual bills, but no income coming in because you're in the bed. Correct?
Yeah.
So that's where the next click, right? So majority of the expenses will come, like most of the time people say if they are young, oh yeah, they will say all the medical bills will be taken care by my medical insurance. Absolutely correct. So what happened to the other bills? Gas bill, mortgage, insurance, and all other stuff. Where the correct? You know that, right?
Residual bills and another.
Residual bills means bills keep coming,
Or keep coming.
right? Rent will keep coming, right? Or mortgage will keep coming, right? Since you're sick, are they going to stop it? You have to keep paying it. Electrical bill, you have to gas bill, you have to charge. Everything is keep coming, but money is not coming because you're bedridden, you're not working. So the residual will keep coming, but no residual income. So two things happen. If you're in the regular early stage of your life, the medical bill will be probably taken care by your medical insurance. But that also the deductible and co-insurance plans you have to pay, right? So for that, you need to have money. So what are the major expenses here? People take it lightly, then you click next one. So this is some of the costs associated with individual long-term care situations. That means you're not working for some few months or years, depends on your severity. So if you are below 65 and you have to pay all the money, then you know you have to pay from your pocket. Some people say, I'm in 65 and government will pay all my medical bills. Yes, they'll pay, but only 100 days for Medicare, for long-term care. After that, you have to take care 100% from your pocket. So in this situation, where the money is going to come from? So most of the people, this is what happens. They earn their lifetime, like 20, 30 years they earn, right? At least 40 years they earn. But next few years, they deplete all their savings and assets for medical problems, right? So where you ask this question, where the money is going to come from? They have to say either whatever they saved or whatever they built so far. But do they have any other strategies apart from that? Right? Are we clear here? So click the next one and confirm that you have to get money from your savings. If you don't enough money saved, then what happens? That's where you need to tell almost 63% of the people filing bankruptcy because of the reason. Because there was not enough money left in their savings either. You get that point? But you may be probably done with first time, but you cannot go next time to anywhere. Right? Basically, you're depending on government to do it. They will do it, but it will take the speed time because there are a lot of people in front of you. You got it? So make sure that they understand the cost associated with health also is high and you need to save money for that as well. Right? See, so far we talked a lot of details, Ravi. It's several points we discussed. So let me summarize some of the details what we discussed, okay? So the main life will take 3 parts from now. Okay, number 1, we are going to live 100 plus years. That's a happy part. What you say? You have to say 1, we are going to live longer. Second, we may get into some health issues before we die, or we may not be there even tomorrow. Is there any other scenarios you can think of? Number one, we are going to live 100+ years, happy path, no issues at all. Second, we may get into some health issues before we die. We have witnessed it before, either our parents, grandparents, or someone. Third, we may not be even there tomorrow. That also we witnessed. In these three scenarios, we have to get prepared. Do you agree? Correct?
Yes.
Now come back to the slide.
Question என்ன?
Do you agree that we will be getting into any of the scenario? Any one of the scenario, or sometimes all three too? Right? All three means what? You living probably 70, 80 years, get sick, then die. That means all happened. You lived longer and got sick in between, then you die. Is that what's going to happen? Most of the people. So are we prepared for all these things? Now I'm going back to the next slide and talking about three scenarios in a different way. Click the slide. Right? So this is your, no, one at a time. Or you can take three also, doesn't matter. Okay. So first, when I looked at your situation, Ravi, you are having less protection in your family. Do you agree?
Yes.
Because you have not created the will yet, that is one of the protection you need to do. And I see your liability is more than your assets. So you have to properly protect yourself. That is what a proper protection means. So we have to work on that portion. Then the next portion, your retirement life, which is happy path where you are going to live longer. Based on your current numbers, I don't believe you have enough savings to live the retirement life happily. Correct?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the numbers are not matching what you're earning, and savings also less. Then comes your health. In case of disability comes, you don't have enough money sitting in your accounts where it will take care of by itself. So do you remember all three scenarios we talked about it? First one is immediate protection. Second one is happy path life for long time. Third one, health, which in case of any sickness happens, you have to have a solution for that. Right?
Yeah. That's right.
So what you have a plan right now to address this? See, Ravi, we do a lot of investment stuff like that. There is no doubt about it. But did we take care of all the things in our life before you can start building your wealth? Don't you think this is very important?
Yeah.
That's what the question is, right? This is what I want to really share with you today. You both discuss and find out a solution and think through like what else we can do to make this smoother. In the next session, right, we will come back and review what are the plans and are we going to be doing it in a proper way. And if you have a better solution defined, which is good. If not, we'll find out the solution. Okay. So two things here, right? People let them understand. Either you can address one individually all together too. So you need to think those lines. So let them go on research and come back. They'll come back and say, I have a say. this much I have it for production, or this I need to do it, and this much money I'm coming it. All those things, let them hear. Then the end here. Then book an appointment as always. Always next appointment should, end of the call should be next appointment. Always. Even after you delivering your policy, also you have to book another appointment. How? We'll book annual review. I will come back and see you after 1 year. Make sure that everything, whatever you did, is correct, or is everything going well with them, and so on. Right? We never leave without appointment, right? Just want to let them know. That's it. So are we good here, or we are going to talk the remaining portion?
ஹெல்த்துக்கு மட்டும் இன்னொரு டைம் ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுங்க.
Okay, what you written so far?
So ஹெல்த்துக்கு முன்னாடி வரைக்கும் எழுதிட்டேன், ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் வரைக்கும்.
No, what is the question here? I mean, what do you want to know?
ஸோ இதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஸ்லைட்ல வந்து ஹெல்த் ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் அதுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் செப்பரேட்டா சொன்னீங்கல்ல, ரிட்டைர்மெண்ட்டுக்கெல்லாம்.
Correct.
ஸோ இதுல ஹெல்த்துக்கு மட்டும் என்ன எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுங்க.
Okay, the health, right? So, see, when you have a health problem, you need to prepare for that, right? In case of health issues, what happened? Your plan, you end up in either saving, whatever the saving you had, it's all gone. Or if you have created any assets, that will also be gone, because you need to spend on your health issues. Right? See, that's what you're looking for, or something else?
Yeah, this is what.
Okay. So are we good so far?
Yes.
Yes, Bala. So for people who are not insurable, IUL badala we need to present annuity. Yeah, so that is the solution.
Yeah, see, we are never going to give a solution till we complete the next session, right? So let them come back and say first thing, right? What we are telling them, okay, now we are sitting in the next appointment. And telling them, okay, do you remember all these things which we discussed, Ravi? We want to have this.
Yeah.
So the question is, did you thought about any solution?
Yeah, I don't have, because I'm not insurable. No, I don't. Yeah, I have. I don't have any. I thought about all this and I don't have a solution.
Okay. So let's review whatever we have so far in terms of your investments, and see, when we do our investment, we look for some details all the time. So what is your top priority when you do your investments, or you spend money somewhere? Or
when I invest, I want to grow money.
Yeah, most of the people say grow money. If anybody have any thoughts?
Safety.
Okay, you want to keep it safer. So they will say at least 3 to 4. Some people, I want retirement income. Some people, I want something, they will say. Okay, acknowledge whatever they say, right? So I'm giving you all the things what we want to discuss today, but you can add when you find more. What do you say? If you find any other items, we can add it to the list. But let's look at all the at least things what I wanted to say. So do you want money to be safer? Everybody say yes. And most of the people, when you do investment, they'll look for growth. So growth. Now, till now, you always think of growth one way. Now you need to think 2 ways. What is those growth? Tax deferred growth or tax advantage growth? What you have to say? Till now, you know, growth means making money. This time onwards, you always should think whether I'm going to pay taxes or I'm not going to pay taxes. So what kind of growth you're looking for? Tax deferred or tax advantage? Click that too.
Yeah, tax advantage.
Yeah, click that one, Ravi.
So tax advantage, tax
right?
advantage.
Now, no, not all of them. You need to go in the order. So you set the stage here, right? Now you want to save money for your health side of also, right? In case of if you're getting sick, you need to have some kind of money. So that is what the next item. And some people say, I want money to be taken out immediately, or I want to have a liquidity, right? Then the living income or the retirement income. So click next to item based on that, right? See, I'll tell you one thing, Ravi. We are making money, right?
Yeah.
When the money goes to your kids, do you want that to be tax free?
Yeah.
That we never think about it. So this one item you need to think whenever you want to do it, when you transfer your money to your kids, they don't want to pay taxes.
Right.
And whatever the money you are saving today or putting investment, it should protect you from your losses too, your income loss, right? So do you have anything happen that way? So let's look at all the investment what we have in our pocket today, except if anything else apart from this list. So majority of the money is in either bank or in your real estate investment or in your stock investment. That's all. All other things are very smaller, right? They cannot put lump sum like 100, 200,000. They won't invest in any other places, right? The bank alone will keep money and CD or whatever it is for safety purpose. And 529 plan, some people put money into municipal bond. You name anything what they want to do. Write it here. Ask them to create a column and put it. Let's review each and every item. How are we going to behave? Talk to them about the bank. Is the bank safe place?
Sorry, Bala.
Is the safe place to keep the money?
No.
Bank.
No, you're not. Bank is okay for just the immediate emergency expenses, but not
right.
long.
Right. So you have to say, is it a safe place to keep it? People say yes, because that's the only safest place, money to keep it. Then click and let them show, is there any other benefits by investing in the bank or keeping money in the bank? Right? First one. Then next one, 529 plan. This only plan give you some kind of state tax advance, not the federal tax advantage, by the way. You need to mention that. People think that, oh, I'm going to save a lot of money by putting money in 529. No. It's only tax, no state tax benefits, no federal tax, because the program is done by the government, I mean state government. Okay, then municipal bond is thing of the past, nobody is investing now. Again, that's one of the tax advantage vehicle. And all our majority of the investments, IRA, mutual fund, stock, 401k, everything in the taxable investment, right? Let them know it is going tax deferred. Reiterate again, which means they have to pay tax on full money, not just one. And it's definitely going to income stream. That's the only reason you want to put money there, right? You're planning to take money when you need it longer later. But you see any other benefits, right? Then go to Roth, and people say, what is FIA? See, FIA is like a private pension plan back in India, right? It's a pension plan in US. That one thing, it will give you guaranteed lifetime income, no matter what, whether you have money or not. It's like a pension, right? Back in India, whether you have money in your account or not, government will, or private company who has a pension plan will keep giving you money till you die. Correct?
So நீங்க FIAங்கிறது இங்க வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் அது பிரைவேட் அது?
It's everything what we talk about here is private.
Private.
No government is giving, unless otherwise you are part of government program. FIA is fixed index annuity. It's a private one.
Municipal bond is a government.
The bond is government, but it's you are investing, right? Yeah, it's everything you. Yeah. Money wise. And a lot of people say real estate is good investment, yes, but they will challenge you with the tax deferred and tax advantage. Okay, you can put like half green and half red. Depends on the situation. Either it will be tax deferred or it will be tax advantage. You guys need to know this.
இந்த இன்கம் ஸ்ட்ரீம்ங்கிறது வந்து இப்ப மந்த்லி நமக்கு கிடைக்கிறதா அது
Correct. Monthly or yearly. Basically,
Yearly, yeah.
it should keep getting your income.
Okay.
Right? Don't go Ravi all the way down. Right? You just stop it in, right? In real estate also, they will say like, oh, if I transfer my assets to my son, I don't have to pay taxes. Absolutely yes. Right? When you transfer, you don't pay taxes. Your house, primary house. But whenever you sell, you have to pay capital gain.
Okay.
Are you getting that point?
Capital gains.
Sell capital gain.
Yeah, if you buy it for half a million and if you sell it for 750K, then 250 you have to pay capital gain. If you sell it, so that's the reason it's tax deferred. But if you transfer to your kid and leave, so what happened? All 750 will go to them without paying any taxes. So they'll keep moving on. From there, their number will start. If they sell it in the future, then they have to pay taxes. Got it? Now you tell me. These are the questions I asked. Okay, you can ask them in a different way or whatever you feel comfortable. The question is very simple. We are going to analyze some of the details here. So number one question, this number questions will go vary based on the situation. Okay, you write everything and use it based on the situation. So first question, is there any investment is bad?
Any investment in?
Any investment what you made, like bank, 529 municipal bond, is bad?
Okay. No investment is bad.
Okay, so each investment has pros and cons, right? Or whenever the pros goes above the cons, you do the investment, or you keep money, or you do some kind of transaction, right? See, you keep money in the bank because your safety is number one. That's the reason you are keeping money. You don't care about safety. That's the reason you are talking about the stock market investment. So each time, some portion will vary. So the number one is no financial product is bad. Okay. Now we already invested everywhere. You didn't put every money in 401k or every money in stock market. You kept already in different place. Why did you do that? Why you did that way? So you already diversify your portfolio, right? So based on, see, every investment have some pros and cons, and you see based on that you're putting money. But did you notice none of the investments what you have done so far giving either living benefits or a production? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Right?
Product?
None of your investments giving you living benefit and production. So based on your this one, whatever income you have, whatever you have it, ask them question, how much you can save monthly, right? Say, let them say $500 or $1,000. Correct? They will definitely save 500 to 600, right? Or $1,000 in a month. If not, their financials is a little bit bad. So you know the numbers by that time. I don't think they're giving all these pictures with you. But if you have $500 or $1,000 saved, where you want to keep it running?
Yeah, I would definitely keep in that question mark thing bucket.
No, you don't even know what is question mark. How do you know you're going to invest?
Yeah, so what is that?
I'm not going to talk in this. So you have $1,000 now. Where will you do the money? Where will you keep it? Extra $1,000 you have every month now.
Yeah, I would want to use other question mark.
Ravi, you not even know what is the question mark is.
Yeah, you have it, right? Next, click next. You will see that, right?
No, there's no availability right now. I'm just asking you where you will keep it. You have $1,000 even today.
I will keep it in a safe place. I will keep it as part of emergency fund. I will put it in stock market.
Right. That's exactly people doing it. There is no difference, right? So you know the pros and cons of stock market now, right? Right?
Yeah.
So what is the situation is, like, if you have a choice to put that money into the last bucket, which I'm telling you, then click that one and show them all these benefits. If it's available, would you be interested in doing it?
Yeah. Yes. Why not?
Why not? So the question here is, so what is that product review? What is the solution? Right?
You can just slow down. I want to take notes.
Sure.
If you have $1,000,
so where will you keep that money? And you will ask them, like, any of the, they will pick anyone here only. Either they will say Roth. Oh, I didn't put the money in the Roth yet. Let me put it. Let them choose whatever. Each one has its pros and cons, Ravi, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a chance to give that to last, would you be interested? So if you are ready to do that one, we'll continue the next step, Ravi. Right? Because this is where this, so far whatever I explained you, all the concept, is it looking good so far, whatever you've done?
Yeah, yes, Paras, very good exercise.
Okay, so now
We will continue.
right, so now you know the last bucket is available. Let's remember, see, by this time you might know what the solution is.
No,
Right?
I don't know the solution.
Okay, no problem. But do you have any solution to do this kind of work in your mind right now? By, okay, I'm getting all these benefits in one place.
No, I don't have.
You don't have it, right? So the solution will be indexed universal life. Okay, but here you need to tell them two things. Ravi, you have to write this down bold, and this is what your first sentence. I don't know, Ravi, this will be fit for you or not. Because this depends on your health and age. Like any other investment, they will check your history, right? The same here. They will check your health history here. If you're qualified, then you will be able to do the investment here. You have to say investment. If you're qualified, you will be able to do the investment here. Like if you want to buy a house, you know that they'll check your history. If the score is very low, they don't give you the loan, right? Same here. So here they will check your health history. If you are qualified, then it will be really helpful.
So who is they?
Yeah, this product is provided by the insurance companies. So for that, I will explain you two things. Okay. I will explain you how this works, and I will explain you the next step too. So what you're telling is you're getting the confirmation before moving to the next one.
I will
Okay.
what?
What is that? What?
என்ன சொல்லணும்? I will explain.
I will explain you how this works.
Okay.
And your qualification basically, right? We need to tell them like based on your qualification only you can avail this investment or you can take this investment, right? So let's review what is this all about. Then you go back and tell you, right? See, IOL is your total production, Ravi. I think we talked about 3 major categories, right?
Yeah.
Your protection, your retirement income, your health. So I'm going to explain you how these things work. So when you pay premium, right? If you put that $1,000 into active investment, right? What happened? That goes into 2 different buckets. One is cost of insurance, another one is the cash value. They will ask you, oh, what percentage goes here, what percentage goes here. Just for calculation purpose, Ravi, I'm not going to give you. This depends on all your health ratings only. Let's take it 50-50 for our purpose here. So 50% goes to cost of insurance and 50% goes to cash value. So remember one thing, the death benefit you are getting, it's not your money. So if you don't have money, what you need to do? You have to pay some money to avail it. So that is what cost of insurance. Any money left out is going to be cash value. That is giving average return of 5 to 7%, that too with index market. What happened? The money is locked. You never lose that principal, whatever you invested. So what happened? This grow compound, right? Every year it's growing. Say for example, you may have a 100,000 in like next 20 years or sometime. It comes with compound interest that you keep growing, right? So you're building your cash value here. Now, this will help you in case of your health issues too, right? You click this one, because of the investment, what happened? All your living benefits will be covered here. So in case of health issues comes in any of this category, it will be covered. And if you choose to get money every month, you can open another rider, paid up rider, which is AS rider in some of the products. Some of them it's coming inbuilt, right? So click the next button also. So here, let me explain you the major 3 items. Then I'll talk about the 9 items which we talked about in the previous slide too. So what happened because of this? You get the protection, right? That's your first point. You're getting income protected here, right?
Yeah.
Just click the first one. Now, what is your second worry? Retirement income.
Right.
So the money cash value is giving you the retirement income. And what is the third one? In case of health, that is also disability helping here. So the major 3 covered here. Let me ask you the couple of questions in the slide, the previous slide. We talked about the safety. So as soon as you put the first $1,000, is the money safer? Right? $1,000 already giving you major number, which is 1 million or 500, depends on what category you are coming in, which is more than what you put in. And the money in the cash value, you are never going to go down. So safe. So growth happening inside the cash value is a tax advantage growth, right? You don't go pay taxes on the growth here. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
And you got your living benefits here too. And the liquidation is what? This cash value, what you have it, it's like a bank. You can take whenever you want it. I'm going through that list again. Remember the previous slide, all items I'm going through. Sangeeta and Bharati, are you guys getting it?
Yes, yes, Bala.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the next immediate thing is transfer of wealth. If this money goes to your family, they don't have to pay any taxes and it will not be part of probate court processing. I'll tell you one thing here. 90% of the people whom we are talking is less than 25 million net worth. That means all the money will be tax free. But if they have more than 25 million, it will be estate tax. But we don't talk about this, is for your knowledge only. You got it? So death benefit always tax free, 90%. But if the net worth is more, they have to pay taxes. Okay, remember that point. Okay. What is the last one? It's protected from your death in case of something happen. So you get all the points here. So people say like, oh yeah, this is good. Okay, the next immediate thing, Ravi, I told you before. Oh, how much it's going to cost? This is what okay. Based on your time analysis, we are going to apply and see whether you're getting qualified or not. That is called dry lab, right? You're going to check your health ratings. For that, you're not going to pay any single penny. It will be paid by the company. If we qualified, let's do the thorough analysis of how to put the money. No, you tell me everything before I put it. Yes, I can tell you, I can give you hundreds of permutation combination. Right? It's not going to really help you. Promise you. It's waste of both of our time. If we are not qualified, whatever I did, it's not going to be helpful. And we need to do a different strategy, right? Let's look at, because I've seen people, good condition, body-wise, they're not qualified. Some people, they have some issues, but they'll still qualify. So we don't know what category you will fall under, what rating it will come. Once we get the right rating, then we know what exactly we are doing, then it will match with what we are looking for. So let's do your lab work. Put the application, wait for the results. By the time you do your due diligence, how you want to know, save money and all those stuff, we'll come back and see how much money we can contribute in this investment and so on. So you get the application right away. If you wait for it, then it's going to be tough. So all we are looking for some of your personal details, Ravi, here. Let's do the application really quick. So put the application and get their approval, then you know the solution part. Then the design part is a little bit, always you have to learn process. Okay. Any questions?
இப்போ நீங்க சொன்னீங்களே பாரா, இப்போ இந்த மணி வந்து goes to kids without going to probate court அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஸோ அது எப்படி இப்போ வந்து அதுக்கும் நம்ம பட் வில் எழுதியிருந்தா தானே அந்த போர்ஷன்ஸ்லாம் கவர் அப்படின்னு கிடையாதா இதில்?
No, as long as you have the beneficiary name listed in life insurance, they will get it.
Okay.
Yeah. The question is, none of the people are on this one only, the bill will come and help you. So most of the people, right, they will put husband and wife. I mean, wife or husband in the beneficiary list. They would not probably put the kid's name yet for so many reasons. Both husband and wife not available, then obviously whom they send the check to, that is where the bill will help them.
Okay.
If they put it to kid's name and kids also not available, who will get the money? Right, it will be government. They'll keep it because nobody there to claim. There are so many policies like that. not unclaimed.
Mm.
So we have to be, that's where we need to help them with the will and trust, so that, see, will and trust will go to the place where at least someone will get it based on your wish.
Correct.
At least they'll say, right, ultimate disposition you need to give either charity or organization. That's not going to die, right?
Mm.
That will be there for you. So always select one charity where your money want to go at the end.
Mm.
Or if you have a lot of people in your list, then they know they're not going to die altogether. That's the reason we want to put a different set of people.
Yes.
Not the same family, different geography, locations, and so on. We are good.
Yes. Good.
The only thing is you have to practice and do it with your wife or husband. Make them understand. Let them ask questions. That's the best place to explain. If they're convinced, then that means you can go and do with other people, because they have to know, right? Oh, this is good. You're able to explain, or someone whom you know.
Or pick up anyone who you know, either in this call or
Yeah.
your own team member associate who are really keen to learn, who is ready to pick them, and so that it will be a partial. They will also in parallel get educated on FNA. That will help them also in pitching up the business when they do the prospects.
Always
Once I understand,
once they're already done the FNA, not we don't do it with the fresh people.
Yeah.
Once you're familiar, do that with one of us, either me or Selva or Ashok, so that you get familiarity and the flow and stuff.
Bala, how do you load? How do you in this from this slide? We would also emphasize on kind of a term. See, if we finish it up with IUL, I would what I feel, Bala, IUL plus term, or there is also possibility when we do the affordability check. First, let us do the eligibility star.
That's always the care in the beginning, right? Before you come to the solution. See, sometimes you don't even come to this level because we stop in PRH itself in the beginning. And because we have done our FNA, right? Meaning the numbers. Their monthly situation is like only say $100 per month. Correct? What you would say is, the solution will be different for you, but understand this is available for people, which is going to help you in the long run. So their motivation is to make that money. See, the business, they're in the business, they know they can make money out of it, right? They should think that, hey, I can make this much money in this business to pay my premium. Make sure that they understand. First, they let them protect with the basic term policies. Whatever they're having, 50, 100. If they don't have that $100 itself, then we need to help them to save that $100 in their expenses in today's world. That we will do some exercise with them, right? Okay, show me all your expenses. Say, for example, cable services, how many times you go to restaurant. All these exercises are available. You make sure that they're getting at least $50, $30 out of their budget from some of their savings. If they cut one dinner table, they can save their financial future. Some people go to Starbucks every day. That's enough. If they reduce one coffee every day, it's good for health and good for the family too. Make sense? So you need to divide and conquer, show them, hey, this can be done for you and your family. Okay. So the session is over based on the inputs.